Alright guys, I just flipped right after school the 4th individual king snake at the house of the year. That is insane. This is definitely my best year on record for individual king snakes. And yeah, so it's awesome. On this mat thing that hasn't produced in years. Got a big Pacific gopher snake. Let me grab her before she goes down that hole right there. And just flipped a little sharp tail. Haven't seen him back here for a moment, even though it was super productive in around February. I hadn't seen him back here since it had warmed up and dried out a little bit. But nice. Very clean little sharp-tailed snake. Dude, double kinged up. Double king snake flip. That's the first time I've ever double flipped king snakes. Okay, so the smaller one right here, that's a recapture. I naturally didn't film him, but now I can get him on film. So there we go. This guy's recapture. This guy right here, the bigger one, is new. That's 2 new snakes for the year. So we're at 6 individual yard king snakes this year. All right, so here's this new snake. Here's a new snake. I cannot believe that. I compared the images of the snake I found under the same particle board last week, and the smaller king snake that I had was that same snake. I originally reflipped the board to see if he was still hanging around, and when I saw 2 king snakes under it, wow, I wish I could have gotten the in situ because they both kind of bolted and tried to go for holes. I mean, oh my goodness, man. That is my... This is my 9th king snake of the year. We're at 5 yard kings. I had 2 early season kings, 1 in January, 1 in February. Then I had 2 out with my friend, and now 5 here at the house over a span of, like, a month, maybe even less. Second gopher snake of the day. This is sort of a recapture, sort of not. I flipped this board a few weeks ago. It's actually a new board. I set it out, like, this winter. But, I flipped this board and this snake shot down a gopher hole. So I wasn't able to get to it. But, I flipped it again. She was still under, and I was able to grab her. So, yeah. This really aerated tarp had as a 6th individual king snake of the year. I would get it confused with another snake because it's the same size. But you can see his tail. He's missing a big chunk of it. I mean, that has to have been cut off right below the cloaca. Otherwise, this guy would be dead. Wonder what happened to him. Wow. He's got funky up on his head. That's weird. Got a 6th individual yard king snake of the year. Yeah. Snake contained up in his tarp. Couldn't see him in there. But he or she is very, very lucky to be alive. I mean, you can see that tail right there. The cloaca is literally right after that pink section. Very, very lucky snake to have avoided whatever got him that injury. Go to release it, but this snake is truly beast. It's got scars all over. As I just realized, it's got like a cut right there on its midsection. It's healed up, but wild. What a trooper. Anyways, we're gonna go release him under his very unassuming piece of tarp. Coast in Riverboat territory. Oh, it's not even a good board. Ah. first herp out of the coast. Little slender salamander. Super common, but fun to see. But this is what we're working with for boas. Little rock outcroppings in this grassy area here at the coast. Just because rocks and you can flip them, but hopefully we can get a boa. That would be incredible. Well, this is the coolest thing I've seen in a while. So over there is a rock pile I was working, and I come over here and I see this rock pile up here. I'm like, this looks great. You can see all the flat rocks and stuff. I get over here, and there's like a pond at the base of it. Which I want is just not just super cool, because there's no creek around. This must be some seep coming out from the hillside or coming out from underneath the boulder. Guys, it is the next day. Yesterday was a pretty short day just because it was the day that we arrived. And thus I didn't see much, although I did discover that cool, where I ran a Draytona, our little pond thing. But I'm at the coast now. We're just going to be doing a little bit of tide pooling before I have to eat breakfast, and then from there I'll get my day started. First cool thing I've seen in the tide pool so far today, we got little starfish. Not sure what species, but looks like the normal ones. It's not like a bass star or anything like that, but always nice to see. This is cool. I'm not sure how you can see it, but here's a crab in here. And he's got a fish in his pincer. Look at that. He's got a fish in his pincer. That's wild. This is super cool crab. Look how that's definitely not a normal like kelp crab or striped shore crab. Look at that. It's cool. Look at this, guys. I just was walking up and I saw this guy foraging. Is this like a juvenile Dungeness crab? That's super cool. Look at the ridges along the shell. It's gotta be a new crab species for me. Like the third of the day as well. Yeah, that's super cool. He's also super chill. Like that claw could get me good, but he's being super calm. Look at that. That's crazy cool. Alright, everyone, I'm at a spot of mine in the redwoods. There are rubber boas. There are rubber boas, but I'm going to be looking for four-legged frogs, giant salamanders, and rubber boas. So yeah, creek's in the background, and let's get to it. First herp here at this creek is what appears to be a rough-skinned newt sitting over on that far bank. I can't see any gills, so I don't think it's a giant salamander larvae. Saw the first red-legged frogs of the day jump into this little pool separated from the stream, and I thought it would be good for frogs. Came over, and as soon as I walked over, one jumped in. It's the second newt of the day, little rough-skinned newt, Turricha granulosa. Kind of a weird stream, I'm not sure why. I mean, I'm here in season, but no one's really breeding, so I don't know, but second newt, so sweet. Still on the hunt for a giant salamander. There we go, that's the first California giant salamander. It's a larvae, but oh, there's another one right there. 1, 2, sweet. This is probably one of the best looks. We'll get it one today. This guy's itty bitty, but he's staying super still. Little giant salamander larvae, California giant salamander. And look how tiny this creek is. It's itty bitty, but awesome. So what we have here is a little encetina, an organ encetina, in fact. Little guy. But yeah, first cool flip salamander of the trip. Under just some trailside bark. Oh, now release this little guy. It's always fun to flip late season salamanders because it's pretty much always in season in the redwoods, apparently even in the middle of summer. Another little encetina. So here we have a rough-skinned newt pull out of this pool. Right over there, there might be there's a larvae, a salamander larvae of some kind, and it does not look like a rough-skinned newt larvae, so it's either one of two things. A California giant salamander larvae or a northwestern salamander larvae. And there was a northwestern salamander seen close to here. So, yeah. Alright guys, so what I have here in my hand is what I am pretty confident is my lifer northwestern salamander. It actually might not be my lifer, because if this is a northwestern salamander, then the thing I saw in the last pool is also a northwestern salamander. Just found another one. Look at that, a comparison between what a normal encetina looks like here. Oh my gosh, and here's a It's under in a log. I just knocked it over with my knee. So here we have the common lungless salamanders that are out here. Ensatinas and thunder salamanders. Look at all that. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So I was riding my bike coming back to the house. I saw this huge rocky outcropping. And I'm like, oh dude, there are boas up there. So I walk up here, stash my bike, start flipping, and then I come up here and you can see this rock crack here. And poking its head out is a fucking yellow-bellied racer. Oh my god. Alright guys, so my phone's pretty low. I forgot to bring my battery pack with me. But here is that beautiful western yellow-bellied racer. It's got a beautiful yellow belly. Unfortunately, it's got something up with its back, like 1/4. You can see those bumps there. I'm not sure what's up with it. It's got kind of a knob tail too. But otherwise, other than that, it's a very healthy snake. Very pretty western yellow-bellied racer. You can see that beautiful venter. That's their name, yellow-bellied racer. Yeah. What a pretty snake. That's awesome. And also, I still got the rest of this pile to work for boas. So, wow. All right, well, I'm gonna run home, grab my battery pack, and come out here. But it's time to release this beautiful snake right back to the rock crevice it was crawling out of. So we're just gonna let him go. And he's just gonna slip on in there. Shebang. Hey you guys, what is up? It's been about an hour and a half since I found that racer, and I'm back at the same spot. I biked home, ate some food, because I had only had a little bit of food this morning. So yeah, I ate some food. I grabbed some candy, and so now I'm back here. It's warmed up. Fingers crossed for really any snake. Another racer would be awesome. A garter snake would be awesome, since coastal garter snakes are very pretty. But overall, we do want that rubber boa. Anyways, I'm gonna get to it. Oh my god, guys, that's insane. So now I told you about how I beat myself up over losing a YBR, and also bladed my finger. But, so there's this manhole cover thing here, and I'm talking to myself like, Archer, you always gotta check these because there could be snakes trapped in them. And so I lift it up. Super in-shed YBR. It's not even a YBR at this point. That's just a white belly racer, a WBR. But alrighty, guys. So here's another look at this not gorgeous yellow-bellied racer. In fact, it's quite a butt ugly one, if I may say so myself. I mean, it's a yellow belly racer, but it's really just white. That's like, you know, spoiled milk yellow. It actually looks more yellow on film. This might be the only time that a video has bring out color than diluting it. And I'll just go ahead. Do your thing, Mr. Racer. He's just gonna go in there, I guess. And what do you know? Under here, sure enough, this little YBR, dude. Oh my god, they are no longer my white whale. This spot is loaded with these snakes, man. Holy cow. I don't think there's a boa under here. This is the last bit towards the edge I couldn't get up. But it also like has a water in it, so I don't think there's a boa. Don't think. I checked all of it that I could, but we got this YBR. Guys, this snake is being an absolute darling. So, yeah, I got some incredible shots of it. Again, just using my iPhone. Gotten pretty adept at taking good pictures on my phone, which I always include my pictures at the end of the video with some nice audio, which hopefully you like the music. I don't know. I kind of just randomly select it. When I feel like whatever is good. Just, you know, calm looking at pictures of snakes and stuff. But yeah, so, freaking YBR, man. Alright, well, this guy should have been a boa. But let's release him under his tarp, and hopefully I can come back to this tarp and find a boa in the future. Because it's screaming. This whole area is screaming rubber boa. So, please go back under your tarp now, bro. So, this guy should have been a racer, but he wasn't, so let's get him back under his tarp. Another racer? Are you kidding me? I rock flipped this one. Before this, I let, like, the coolest jumping spider ever get away. I'll try to find out what it is and put a picture of it from the web up on here. Dude, I rock flipped this one on this leaner rock. Dude, I'm having a blast out here. So here's another look at this yellow belly racer. I'm probably gonna address this now, why I'm showing you literally every single racer I find, whereas on the channel, like Noah, from NKF Herping, or Will Robertson, I mean, black racers are everywhere. At this spot, these racers may be everywhere, but other places in this county, they're not. I've also talked to many people, and it's like, they haven't found racers in years. They find, like, one after, like, 5 years of being in a place. Out here, in many places, they are not common. They may be locally common, but, like, you know, you also gotta find that spot, and that's not easy to do. Right here's the release clip, and there's a slab rock fish, got a great setup. If you peek back in here, there's a hole going back up under this rock, and under this rock it's super roomy, and then there's a hole that goes back deeper in. So I'm gonna push this rock a little more back into place, so that's a little more secure and tight. There we go. It was already like this when I came up here. It's, you know, leaner, so it's got some space in it. And let's get this guy back into his rock. First rock flip snake of the trip. My bike sounds great. This sounds so bad. That's sad. It's the first alligator lizard I've seen out here this trip. He's a roadkill. That's real sad. Alright everyone, so it's the next day. Last time you saw me was yesterday. And I'm going to be going right back out to that spot yesterday that I found all the racers at. You might remember that little tarp thing that I flipped. I'm going to go back and flip it. Hopefully I can get a rubber boa. If not, hopefully I can get a boa under one of the other rocks. And there's also a little bit of rocks that I did not explore while I was out there yesterday. And I'm also going to go down to the area where I believe I saw my lifer when I was like 5 or 6. And I haven't seen one since. And I'm going to flip some of the logs there. And hopefully I can turn off one of these boas. It happened. Oh my god. It happened, guys. It happened. This is a tiny little northern rubber boa, Charina bate. Yeah. Wow. Oh my god, he's tiny. This is like a newborn. Maybe this year, no, last year I had 2 of them because they aren't hatching yet. This is April. Oh my god. I log flipped this thing. This thing was on a little log. I knew I was flipping the logs. I'm like, you know, these logs don't look bad. And sure enough, I can't call it my lifer because it's not my lifer, but like, I want to call it my lifer because I barely remember the first one I saw. And I mean, oh my god, guys. I've been here at least a dozen times since I found that snake when I was 5 years old, and I've looked for these snakes every single time. And only now, at this spot where I was at yesterday with all the yellow belly racers I saw on the side of the road, I knew I had to have boas. I came back here today, and pretty quickly, I log flipped this little perfect snake. Alright, so by no means are these a rare snake in this county, Sonoma County, in any parts in a certain little area here in this county. They can actually be quite common, but not in this little stretch. They're not common at all. I'd say that they're actually a little bit rare. They're quite rare. But yeah, time has come to release this snake. That little orange venter back under his log flip over boa. Not common, but definitely not unheard of. But yeah, definitely I think mostly found under 10. Oh my god, that's awesome. But I'm gonna keep going. If I can find another one or some racers, that would yeah. I mean, the trip is already more than made, but yeah. All right, guys. So after the boa, I went over to a spot in the area where I saw all the racers yesterday. This actually, I saw the boa at the spot where I saw all the racers, but I went over to the side of the road where I saw more. And actually, I saw a racer. There was some snake in the grass. Could have been a racer or a garter. I missed the grab on it, and then I started flipping. And for a while, I didn't find anything, but I double flipped. You can see this rock right there. Under it was an arboreal and hillbilly racer. So here's just a good look at this arboreal salamander. Racer's right here under my legs. Yeah, it was cool that they were sharing a little spot together, because I'm sure that the racer, if he weren't that small, that he would definitely gobble up the arboreal salamander. Racer's kind of on the move. Oh no, don't go under that rock. I don't know if that rock's full, so I don't know if I'd be able to get you back. Anyways, I'm gonna go release this arboreal salamander since the racer's kind of what I want to focus on. So here's this racer. Definitely, when I found the first one yesterday, I'm like, oh wow, this is like a white whale snake for me. Not anymore. This spot is just literally just loaded with them. Literally just teeming with tons and tons of racers. It's pretty wild, but I still love them to death. And look at that, they're awesome looking snakes. Like, wow, can't really not love that look. So yeah, it's cool to get a double flip of a snake and a salamander, especially a salamander that's the third rarest salamander out here. That's pretty sweet. Alright guys, well I think I'm gonna run my outro now, since this should be the end of my trip and the end of the video, unless we stop somewhere along the way back and I find something, or I find something really noticeable at home, like new king snake or a racer or a garter. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this one. I thought it was really good, best video yet, and yeah, see you guys next time.